My chosen one, pause for a moment, because what you are about to hear is not random, and it is not something you accidentally stumbled upon. If you keep seeing delays everywhere, plans failing, doors closing, messages not coming through, opportunities slipping at the last second, this is not coincidence. This is a message meant specifically for you, and the timing of it is divine. You have been asking yourself, why is everything slowing down? Why does nothing move when I need it most? And deep inside, there has been a quiet frustration growing. It feels like life is holding you back, like something invisible is blocking your path at every turn. But here is the truth that will shake everything you thought you understood. You are not being blocked. You are being protected. Right now, in realms you cannot see, battles are taking place on your behalf. And standing at the center of those battles is Archangel Michael, the divine protector, the warrior of light. He has not stepped away from you. He has not forgotten you. In fact, he is closer now than ever before, holding back forces, redirecting paths, and delaying events that were never meant to harm you, but would have, if they reached you too soon. What feels like rejection is actually redirection. What feels like stagnation is actually preparation. And what feels like silence is actually protection. There are things you wanted so badly that did not happen. Plans you were sure would succeed that suddenly collapsed. Moments where you thought, this was it, only to watch it slip away without explanation. And each time, it left a mark, a question, a doubt, a heaviness in your spirit. But what if I told you that every single delay you've experienced was a shield placed in front of you at the exact right moment? This is where everything begins to change for you. Because once you understand that your delays are not punishments but divine interventions, your entire perspective shifts. You stop seeing life as something working against you, and you begin to realize it has been working for you all along, just in ways you could not yet see. Archangel Michael is not delaying your life without reason. He is aligning something far greater than what you initially asked for. He is making sure that when things finally move, they move in your favor, with clarity, stability, and purpose. If things had happened earlier, they would have come with hidden chaos, unseen consequences, and outcomes that could have broken you. You were never meant to receive things half-prepared or misaligned. You were meant to receive them at the exact moment they become blessings instead of burdens. So if you have been feeling like time is slipping away, hear this clearly: nothing meant for you has been lost. It has only been held back until the moment it can arrive in its highest form. And this message found you now because something is shifting. The delays you've been experiencing are not endless. They are reaching a turning point. The energy around you is beginning to move, and what once felt stuck is slowly preparing to unfold. Stay here with this message, because what you are about to uncover next will reveal why these delays had to happen and what has been quietly unfolding behind the scenes this entire time. Beloved soul, there is a reason why everything around you has felt like it's standing still, as if time itself has slowed down just for you. You have tried to move forward, to push through, to force progress. But no matter how hard you try, something always seems to resist you. It's like walking through an invisible wall. And the more effort you put in, the more exhausted and confused you become. But what you are experiencing is not failure. It is something far more intentional. There is a difference between being stuck and being strategically paused. And right now, you are not stuck. You are in a divine pause. This pause is not meant to harm you or hold you back permanently. It exists because something ahead of you is not ready yet. Either the path is not fully cleared, the people involved are not aligned, or even more importantly, you are still being prepared for what is coming. What feels like delay on the surface is actually precise timing underneath. There is an order to everything, and your life is unfolding according to a higher coordination that you cannot yet fully see. You may have noticed a pattern. It's not just one area of your life, it's multiple. Plans get delayed. Conversations don't happen when they should. Opportunities appear, then disappear. Even simple things take longer than expected. This is not random chaos. When delays begin to repeat across different areas, it becomes a sign, a signal, a message that something bigger is at work. Archangel Michael is deeply involved in this phase of your life. His role is not only to protect you from danger, but also to ensure that your path is aligned with your true purpose. And sometimes, alignment requires interruption. It requires stopping something that looks good on the surface but carries unseen consequences beneath. It requires slowing you down so you do not walk into something prematurely. Think about it. How many times have you later realized that something you once wanted would not have been good for you? How many times have you looked back and said, "I'm glad that didn't happen the way I wanted"? Right now, you are in the middle of that same kind of protection, but you just haven't reached the point where it makes sense yet. This is why it feels so uncomfortable. Because you are being asked to trust without having all the answers. You are being guided to pause when your instinct is to move. And in that tension, frustration is born. Doubt tries to enter. You start questioning everything, your decisions, your path, even your worth. But none of this defines your reality. It only reflects the discomfort of waiting in a moment where clarity has not yet arrived. There is also something else happening beneath the surface. While you feel like nothing is moving, things are actually being rearranged in ways you cannot see. Conversations are happening without you. Circumstances are shifting quietly. Barriers are being removed before you even encounter them. Archangel Michael is clearing paths, redirecting outcomes, and ensuring that when you step forward again, you will not face the same resistance you would have before. But this level of preparation takes time. And not just any time, it takes the right time. If everything moved according to your urgency, it would ignore the deeper alignment required for lasting success. You might get what you want quickly, but it would not stay. It would not hold. It would not fulfill you in the way you truly desire. That is why this pause is necessary. It is not about denying you. It is about refining everything around you so that when it arrives, it fits perfectly into your life. You are also being prepared internally. Your patience is being strengthened. Your discernment is growing sharper. You are learning to recognize what truly matters and what does not. These are not small changes. They are foundational shifts that will determine how you handle what is coming next. So even though it feels like everything is stuck, understand this clearly: there is movement, just not the kind you can measure yet. There is progress, just not the kind you can immediately celebrate. And there is purpose, even in this stillness. Stay with this message, because what you are about to discover next will reveal something even deeper, something that may completely change how you see every delay you've ever experienced. Listen closely, because this is where the truth becomes even more intense, even more personal. The delays you've been experiencing were not just pauses, they were interventions. There were moments in your life where something was about to unfold. Something you believed was right, something you were ready to step into. But at the last second, it stopped. It didn't make sense. It felt frustrating, even unfair. But what you did not see in that moment was what stood behind that door you were trying to walk through. Not every open door leads to peace. Not every opportunity carries blessing. Some doors hide confusion, loss, and consequences that only reveal themselves after it is too late to turn back. And this is exactly where Archangel Michael stepped in, not to deny you, but to protect you from outcomes you were never meant to carry. There were conversations that didn't happen because they would have led you into deeper misunderstanding. There were connections that faded because they carried intentions you could not yet detect. There were opportunities that slipped away because they were built on unstable foundations. And if those things had moved forward when you wanted them to, they would have brought complications into your life that would have drained your energy, your peace, and your direction. You were not ready to see the danger at that time. You only saw the surface, the promise, the excitement, the potential. But Archangel Michael sees beyond appearances. He sees the full path, not just the first step. And when he recognized that something ahead of you was not aligned with your highest good, he did what only a true protector does: he delayed it. Think about that for a moment. What you called a mischance was actually a shield. What you thought with bad timing was actually divine interruption. And what you felt as disappointment was, in truth, a quiet rescue. There are outcomes you were spared from that you will never fully understand, and that is a blessing in itself. Because some knowledge only comes with pain, and you were not meant to learn through suffering when protection could guide you instead. Archangel Michael stood between you and situations that could have left lasting marks on your life. He absorbed the impact before it ever reached you. And this is why the delays felt so persistent. Because the protection was not needed just once, it was needed repeatedly. Each time you tried to move forward into something that wasn't meant for you, that resistance you felt was not failure pushing you back. It was protection holding you in place. You may have questioned why things kept falling apart. You may have wondered why nothing stayed consistent. But now look at it differently. What if everything that fell apart was never strong enough to hold your future? What if everything that did last was never meant to remain in your life long term? There is a powerful truth here that you are beginning to see. You were not being rejected. You were being redirected, again and again, until your path aligned with something truly meant for you. And now, as you stand in this moment, something has changed you. The same force that once delayed you is now preparing to release what was held back. Because once the danger is cleared, once the misalignment is removed, once the timing becomes right, the path opens in a way that no longer needs resistance. This is why you must not lose faith now. Because the delays you've experienced were not empty. They were purposeful. They were active. They were working behind the scenes to ensure that when things finally move forward, they do so without hidden harm. Take a deep breath and receive this truth. You have been protected more than you realize. And as you begin to accept this, something inside you starts to soften. The frustration begins to fade. The confusion starts to clear. In its place, a quiet sense of trust begins to grow. Trust that even when you did not understand, you were never alone, and you were never unguarded. If this message is reaching your spirit, then it is not by accident. Type "I am protected" in the comments if you receive this message. Lesson code 5417 is now activated over your life. And now, as this truth settles into your heart, understand this. What has been delayed is not gone. It has simply been refined, realigned, and prepared to enter your life in a way that will not harm you, but elevate you. There is still more you need to understand, because the meaning behind these repeated delays goes even deeper than protection alone. There is a deeper layer to everything you have been experiencing, something that goes beyond protection, beyond timing, beyond what the eyes can see. The repeated setbacks in your life are not random interruptions. They are messages, clear, intentional signals meant to guide you into alignment with your true path. But these messages are not always easy to understand, especially when they arrive disguised as disappointment. You have been conditioned to see setbacks as failures, to believe that when something doesn't work out, it means you did something wrong or that you are somehow falling behind. But that belief is incomplete, because in the spiritual realm, not all setbacks are losses. Some are course corrections, gentle but firm redirections that move you away from what is not meant for you and closer to what is. This is why the pattern matters. One delay could be coincidence. Two might be misfortune. But when delays repeat themselves across different areas of your life, it becomes something else entirely. It becomes a language, a divine language that speaks not in words, but in experiences. And what it is trying to tell you is this: pause, observe, and realign. There is a difference between denial and delay, and understanding this difference will change how you interpret everything moving forward. Denial is when something is not meant for you at all. It closes completely, with no return. But delay is different. Delay means not yet. It means the door is still yours, but the timing is not right. It means there are still pieces being arranged, both around you and within you. And this is where many lose their way, because waiting in a delay requires patience, and patience often feels like doing nothing. But in truth, this is one of the most active phases of your journey. While you feel still on the outside, something powerful is happening within you. You are being reshaped, refined, and strengthened in ways that will prepare you to handle what is coming. Archangel Michael is not only protecting your external path, he is also guiding your internal transformation. He is helping you release what no longer serves you, even if you are not fully aware of it yet. Old patterns, outdated beliefs, emotional attachments to things that were never meant to stay, all of these are being gently loosened during this time. That is why the waiting can feel uncomfortable, because part of you is being asked to let go while another part of you is still holding on. You may find yourself revisiting old thoughts, questioning past decisions, or feeling a pull to change something within yourself. This is not random. This is part of the realignment process. There is also something else happening that you may not have noticed. Your awareness is growing. You are beginning to see things more clearly than before. Situations that once seemed appealing now feel uncertain. Choices that once felt obvious now require deeper thought. This shift in perception is a sign that you are evolving. You are no longer operating from the same level of understanding, and because of that, your path must also adjust. Repeated setbacks are often a sign that you are outgrowing a version of life that can no longer contain your future. And instead of allowing you to move forward in a limited space, these delays are expanding your capacity so you can step into something greater. This is not punishment. This is preparation. And the truth is, if everything had worked out exactly as you planned, you might have settled for less than what you are truly meant to receive. You might have accepted situations that only partially fulfilled you. You might have built a life that looked good on the outside but felt incomplete on the inside. But that is not your path. Your path requires alignment, depth, and purpose. It requires that everything fits, not just temporarily, but in a way that sustains you long term. And that kind of alignment cannot be rushed. So when you look at your setbacks now, try to see them differently. See them as adjustments, not endings. See them as guidance, not resistance. Each one is shaping your direction, fine-tuning your journey, and leading you closer to something that truly belongs in your life. You are not being pushed away from your destiny. You are being guided toward it, step by step, even if those steps feel slow. And as you continue forward, you will begin to notice something shifting. The delays will start to make sense. The patterns will become clear, and the path that once felt blocked will begin to open, not with force, but with ease. Because what is meant for you does not need to be chased endlessly. It arrives when alignment is complete. And what is being aligned for you right now is far greater than anything you have experienced before. There is a silent movement happening around you right now, one that your eyes cannot detect and your mind cannot fully comprehend. While you have been focusing on what is not happening, something far more important has been unfolding behind the scenes. What you cannot see is being rearranged with precision, with intention, and with divine authority. You may feel like nothing is changing, like everything is frozen in place. But that feeling is only based on what is visible. In reality, there are shifts taking place in areas of your life that have not yet reached the surface. Conversations are aligning. Circumstances are adjusting. Paths that once led to confusion are being redirected toward clarity. And all of this is happening before you even take your next step. This is the part of the journey where faith becomes essential, because you are being asked to trust in movement that you cannot yet confirm. You are being guided to believe in progress that has not yet revealed itself, and that is not easy. It requires you to release the need for constant proof and instead anchor yourself in a deeper knowing that something is being prepared specifically for you. Archangel Michael is actively involved in this unseen rearrangement. His presence is not passive. It is clearing obstacles that you would not have been able to handle on your own. P is moving people out of your path who do not belong in your future. E is shifting outcomes so that when you finally arrive, you are not walking into confusion, but into clarity and purpose. There were paths you almost took that would have led you into unnecessary struggle. There were decisions you were close to making that would have complicated your journey. But before those paths could fully form, they were interrupted. Not to frustrate you, but to protect the version of your life that is still being built. What makes this process difficult is that it does not happen on your schedule. You cannot rush it. You cannot force it into visibility. The rearrangement must be completed in its own time, because every detail matters. Every connection, every opportunity, every outcome must align correctly so that when it comes together, it supports you instead of draining you. Imagine building something important without a solid foundation. It may look complete on the surface, but underneath, it is unstable. And eventually, it would collapse under pressure. That is exactly what these delays are preventing. They are ensuring that what is being built for you is strong, stable, and lasting. There is also a deeper level to this rearrangement, one that involves your own readiness. Because it is not just about what is being prepared for you. It is also about who you are becoming in the process. You are being shaped into someone who can receive, sustain, and grow within the blessings that are coming your way. This is why certain things have been slowed down. Not because you are incapable, but because you are being elevated. Your perspective is expanding. Your awareness is deepening. You are beginning to understand things you once overlooked. And with that understanding comes a new level of responsibility, a readiness to handle what is coming without being overwhelmed by it. You may not see it yet, but you are not the same person you were before these delays began. Something within you has shifted. You have become more patient, even if it was forced. More discerning, even if it came through confusion. More aware, even if it was born from uncertainty. These changes are not small, they are essential. Because when everything finally comes together, it will require this version of you, the one who has been refined through waiting, strengthened through uncertainty, and guided through unseen protection. And that moment is not as far away as it feels. The rearrangement is nearing completion. The things that were once out of place are beginning to settle into alignment. The resistance you felt before will not follow you into what is coming next. Instead, you will notice a difference, a sense of flow, a feeling of ease, a quiet certainty that things are finally moving in the right direction. But until that moment fully arrives, you are being asked to trust in what you cannot see. To remain steady in a space that feels uncertain. And to remember that just because something is hidden does not mean it is not happening. Everything is being prepared with care, with purpose, and with your highest good in mind. And soon, very soon, what has been rearranged in silence will begin to reveal itself in ways that you will no longer be able to question. There comes a moment in every spiritual journey where progress is no longer measured by movement, but by stillness. This is the moment you are in right now. It is not a place of failure, even though it may feel like one. It is a test, a deep, refining test of your patience and your faith. You have been trying to understand why things are not moving, why your efforts are not producing immediate results, why the doors you knock on remain closed. But this phase was never meant to be about external results. It was designed to reveal something within you. It is showing you how you respond when control is taken away, when answers are delayed, when certainty is replaced with waiting. Patience is not just about waiting calmly. True patience is about maintaining trust even when everything around you suggests doubt. And that is not easy. Because your mind wants proof. Your emotions want reassurance. Your plans want progress. But instead, you are given silence, stillness, and delay. And in that space, something powerful is being formed. Archangel Michael is present with you during this test, not as a distant observer, but as a guide strengthening your spirit. He understands the weight of waiting. He sees the moments where you feel like giving up, the thoughts that tell you nothing will change, the quiet fear that maybe you have been overlooked. But you have not been overlooked. You have been chosen for a process that requires endurance. Because what is coming into your life cannot be sustained by impatience or doubt. It requires stability. It requires inner strength. It requires a level of trust that does not collapse when things take longer than expected. And that is exactly what this phase is building within you. You are learning how to stand firm without constant validation. You are learning how to hold on to belief even when results are not visible. You are learning how to remain grounded when everything feels uncertain. These lessons are not temporary. They are foundational. They are shaping the way you will handle success, relationships, opportunities, and challenges in the future. There is also a quiet transformation happening in your faith. Before, your faith may have been tied to outcomes. When things went well, you believed. When things slowed down, you questioned. But now, your faith is being deepened into something more stable, something that does not depend on immediate results, but on a deeper connection to purpose and guidance. This is the kind of faith that does not break under pressure, the kind of faith that remains steady even when the path is unclear, the kind of faith that allows you to move forward with confidence, not because you have all the answers, but because you trust the one who is guiding you. But let's be honest, this test is not comfortable. It challenges you in ways that are difficult to explain. There are moments when you feel strong, when you feel like you understand the process. And then there are moments when doubt returns, when frustration rises again, when you question how much longer this will last. This back and forth does not mean you are failing the test. It means you are human. Growth is not a straight line. It is a process of learning, adjusting, and strengthening over time. What matters is not that you never feel doubt. It is that you do not allow that doubt to control your actions or define your path. Every time you choose to trust again, even after feeling uncertain, you are passing the test. Every time you decide to remain patient, even when you feel like rushing ahead, you are strengthening your foundation. And every time you hold on to faith, even when it feels fragile, you are aligning yourself with what is meant for you. There is a reason why this phase cannot be skipped, because without it, you would step into what is coming without the ability to sustain it. You would receive blessings without the strength to manage them. You would move forward without the clarity to make the right decisions. This test is not here to delay your life. It is here to prepare you for it. And the truth is, you are doing better than you think. Even in your moments of doubt, you have not completely let go. Even in your frustration, you are still here, still listening, still searching for understanding. Alone is a sign of your strength. So do not rush this process. Do not try to escape it, because the patience and faith you are building right now will soon become the very qualities that carry you into the next chapter of your life. And when that chapter begins, you will understand why this test was necessary and why every moment of waiting was shaping you for something far greater than you imagined. There is a shift happening around you now, subtle but undeniable. It may not yet be loud or obvious, but if you pay close attention, you can feel it. Something is changing. The same delays that once felt heavy and unending are beginning to lose their grip. The stillness is no longer suffocating. It is becoming calm, almost expected. This is not your imagination. This is the beginning of movement. Breakthroughs do not arrive without signs. They are often preceded by quiet indicators, small shifts in energy, moments that feel different even if you cannot fully explain why. And right now, those signs are starting to appear in your life. One of the first signs is a change within you. The frustration that once consumed your thoughts is slowly being replaced by a sense of acceptance. You are no longer reacting with the same intensity. Situations that would have upset you deeply before now feel easier to release. This is not because you have given up. It is because you are aligning. Your energy is no longer resisting the process. It is beginning to flow with it. You may also notice a growing clarity. Things that once confused you are starting to make sense. Patterns are becoming visible. You are beginning to understand why certain delays happened, why certain paths were blocked, why certain people moved out of your life. This clarity is not accidental. It is a sign that your perspective has elevated, and with that elevation comes readiness. Another sign is the return of quiet opportunities, but this time they feel different. They do not come with pressure or urgency. They do not demand that you rush or prove yourself. Instead, they appear calmly, almost naturally, as if they are simply aligning with where you are now. This is how you know they are different from what came before. They do not force you, they fit you. Archangel Michael is guiding this transition with precision. The same presence that once held things back is now gently allowing movement forward. The resistance you felt before is being lifted, not all at once, but gradually, so that you can step forward with confidence rather than confusion. You might also begin to experience moments of unexpected peace, not because everything has changed externally, but because something has settled within you. This peace is a powerful sign. It means that your spirit is no longer in conflict with your path. It means you are ready to receive without fear, without doubt, without resistance. There is also a growing sense of anticipation, even if you cannot explain it. A feeling that something is about to happen, that things are about to shift in a noticeable way. This feeling is not random. It is your intuition recognizing the alignment that is taking place. It is your inner awareness picking up on the changes that have not yet fully manifested. Pay attention to the synchronicities around you as well. repeated thoughts, meaningful coincidences, moments that seem too perfectly timed to ignore. These are not accidents. They are confirmations. They are signals that you are moving in the right direction, that you are stepping into a phase where things begin to connect rather than fall apart. But here is something important to understand. Just because your breakthrough is near does not mean everything will happen instantly. There may still be small delays, final adjustments, last moments of preparation. Do not let these discourage you. They are not setbacks. They are finishing touches. Think of it like a door that is about to open. You can feel the presence of what is on the other side. You can sense that it is close. But the door does not open until everything behind it is fully ready. And right now, that readiness is almost complete. You have come through the hardest part, the uncertainty, the waiting, the repeated delays that made no sense. And now, you are entering a phase where things begin to respond differently, where effort meets opportunity, where patience meets reward. Archangel Michael is not just preparing your path, he is signaling that the time is approaching. The battles that once required delay are being resolved. The obstacles that once blocked your way are being removed. And what remains is a path that is clearer, stronger, and more aligned than anything you have experienced before. So if you feel something shifting, trust it. If you sense that something is near, believe it. Because you are not imagining it. You are stepping into it. Your breakthrough is not a distant possibility anymore. It is approaching, quietly, but powerfully, ready to enter your life at the exact moment everything aligns. And when it arrives, you will realize that every delay, every pause, every moment of waiting was leading you directly to this point. There is a truth you must now understand, something that explains why the delays in your life felt so intense, so persistent, and at times, so personal. Not every delay you experienced came from divine timing alone. Some of it came from resistance. Resistance against who you are becoming and where you are meant to go. You were never meant to live an ordinary, unnoticed life. There is something different about your path, something that carries purpose, influence, and impact. And because of that, there are forces that do not want to see you step fully into it. Not because you are weak, but because you are powerful in ways you may not yet fully realize. When your life begins to move toward alignment, resistance often increases. It shows up as confusion, as delays, as obstacles that seem to appear out of nowhere. It creates moments where you question yourself, where you feel like giving up, where you wonder if the struggle is even worth it. But these moments are not proof that you are on the wrong path. In many cases, they are confirmation that you are moving in the right direction. The enemy does not try to stop what has no value. Resistance is often a response to potential. But here is what you need to hold on to. No resistance has more authority than the protection that surrounds you. And this is where Archangel Michael's presence becomes even more powerful in your life. He is not only guiding you through divine timing, he is also actively defending your path from interference that was never meant to succeed. Every delay that felt heavy, every moment that felt like something was pushing against you, was met with a force even stronger pushing back on your behalf. You may not have seen it, but you were never fighting alone. There were battles taking place that you were not meant to carry, decisions being influenced in your favor, outcomes being redirected without your awareness. There were times when things slowed down not just because they weren't ready, but because something was trying to disrupt your progress before you reached your breakthrough. And instead of allowing that disruption to succeed, your path was temporarily slowed, adjusted, or paused until that interference could be removed. This is why some delays felt different from others. Some felt like gentle pauses, while others felt like intense resistance. Those heavier moments were not signs of defeat. They were moments where something significant was being handled on your behalf. Archangel Michael does not retreat in the face of opposition. He stands firm. He protects with precision. And most importantly, he ensures that nothing meant to destroy your progress is allowed to reach its full effect. You may have felt like you were losing time, like you were falling behind while others moved ahead. But what you did not see was that your path required a different kind of preparation, one that included not just growth and alignment, but also protection from forces that could have delayed you far longer if they were not stopped early. So what felt like delay was actually interruption of something that was trying to slow you down even more. And now, something is changing. The resistance that once felt strong is beginning to weaken. The weight that once slowed you down is starting to lift. The same energy that once held you back is losing its influence, because you are no longer in the same place you were before. You have grown. You have strengthened. And most importantly, the path ahead of you is becoming clearer and more secure. This is why you are starting to feel that shift, that quiet sense that things are about to move. It is not just because of timing. It is because what needed to be handled had been handled. What needed to be removed has been removed. And what needed to be protected has been secured. You are not stepping into your breakthrough unguarded. You are stepping into it with a level of protection and clarity that ensures it will not be easily shaken. So do not let past delays make you doubt what is coming. Do not let old frustration cloud your vision. Because those delays were not signs that you were losing. They were signs that something valuable was being defended. And now, as you move forward, you do so with a path that is no longer under the same resistance. If this message speaks to your spirit, type "I am covered" in the comments. Blessing code 8891 is now activated over your journey. You are closer than you have ever been. And what once tried to slow you down will no longer have the power to stop what is already meant to unfold. As this truth settles into your heart, understand this: you are not just witnessing a message, you are standing in a moment of divine alignment. And in this moment, there is an opportunity to become part of something greater than yourself. Every word you receive here is a seed, and when you choose to give, you are planting seeds that will reach souls who are still lost in their delays, still searching for clarity, still waiting for light. The word says, "Give, and it shall be given unto you." And this is not just a promise. It is a living flow of blessing that moves through those who act in faith. Right now, I feel led to say this: I am stepping forward to help this message reach those who need it most. When you release your support through Super Thanks or PayPal, you are not just giving. You are opening a river that carries truth, healing, and divine guidance into the lives of others. This is your moment to act, not later, not when it feels convenient, but now, because obedience carries power. The links are in the description, waiting for your response. As you give, may your own delays break, may your path clear, and may unexpected doors open before you. Step into this act of faith and give now. There is a strength that only comes through waiting, a kind of power that cannot be developed through quick success or instant results. And whether you realized it or not, this is exactly what has been forming within you during this season of delays. What felt like lost time was actually a period of deep construction, a time where something far more valuable than immediate progress was being built inside you. Waiting is a way of revealing everything. It exposes your fears, your doubts, your expectations, and your limits. It shows you how you respond when things are not going your way, when answers are not immediate, when outcomes are uncertain. And while this can feel uncomfortable, it is also where your greatest growth takes place. Before this phase, You may have believed that strength came from constant movement, from always knowing what to do next, from seeing clear results. But now you are learning a different kind of strength, the kind that remains steady even when nothing seems to be happening, the kind that does not depend on external confirmation, but on internal stability. This is the power of waiting. Archangel Michael has not only been protecting your path, he has been strengthening your spirit. He has been guiding you through moments where you had to stand still and trust, where you had to hold on without knowing how things would unfold. And through those moments, something within you has changed. You are no longer as easily shaken as before. Situations that would have caused you to react immediately now give you pause. You think more deeply. You observe more carefully. You are not as quick to attach yourself to outcomes or expectations. This is not hesitation, it is wisdom. There is also a new level of awareness growing within you. You are beginning to recognize what truly matters and what does not. You are seeing through illusions that once seemed real. You are understanding that not every opportunity is meant to be taken, not every path is meant to be followed, and not every delay is meant to be resisted. This awareness is one of the greatest gifts of this season, because as you move forward, it will protect you from making decisions based on impulse or pressure. It will help you choose with clarity, with purpose, and with confidence. Waiting has also strengthened your emotional resilience. You have faced moments of doubt and uncertainty, but you did not break. You may have felt overwhelmed at times, but you continued. Even when things did not make sense, even when you questioned the process, you stayed present. And that matters more than you realize. Because resilience is not built in moments of ease, it is built in moments of challenge. And every time you chose to keep going, even quietly, even imperfectly, you were reinforcing that resilience within yourself. There is another kind of power you have gained, one that is often overlooked, the ability to detach. You are learning how to release control, how to let go of forcing outcomes, how to allow things to unfold in their own time. This does not mean you have stopped caring. It means you have stopped clinging. And in that release, there is freedom. Because when you are no longer trying to control every detail, you create space for something greater to enter your life. You allow alignment to happen naturally. You give room for opportunities that truly fit you, rather than chasing ones that only seem right on the surface. This is why your waiting was necessary. Not to hold you back, but to prepare you in ways that could not have happened any other way. If everything had come easily, you might not have developed this depth. You might not have gained this clarity. You might not have built this level of inner strength. And without these qualities, what is coming next would not have the same impact. It would not be received in the same way. But now, you are ready in a way you were not before. You are stronger, wiser, more aware, and more grounded. You have a deeper understanding of yourself and your path. And most importantly, you have learned how to trust, even when the process was unclear. This is the true power of waiting. It transforms you into someone who can not only receive blessings, but sustain them. And as you step into the next phase of your journey, this power will move with you. It will guide your decisions, steady your emotions, and anchor you in moments where things begin to accelerate. Because they will accelerate. The waiting was not the end of your story. It was the preparation for what comes next. And what comes next will require everything you have gained during this time. So do not look back at your delays with regret. Look at them with understanding. Because they have given you something that cannot be taken away, a strength that will carry you forward into everything that is now beginning to unfold. Now that you understand the meaning behind your delays, the protection, the resistance, the preparation, and the power you have gained, there is still one question that remains. What are you supposed to do in this waiting season? Because even though you now see the purpose, the waiting itself can still feel heavy if you do not know how to move within it. This phase is not meant to leave you inactive or lost. It is meant to position you. There are actions you can take, not to force outcomes, but to align yourself with what is already being prepared for you. The first thing you must do is release the urgency that has been driving your thoughts. Urgency creates pressure, and pressure leads to decisions that are not aligned. You have been feeling like time is slipping away, like you need to act quickly before something is lost. But what is meant for you does not disappear because of timing. It arrives when alignment is complete. Let go of the need to rush, because rushing will only pull you out of the very process that is working in your favor. Instead, shift your focus inward. This is the time to strengthen your connection with yourself and with the divine guidance that is leading you. Prayer, reflection, stillness. These are not passive actions. They are powerful ways to stay aligned. When you quiet the noise around you, you begin to hear more clearly. You begin to sense direction instead of forcing it. Archangel Michael is especially close to you during this phase, guiding you not through loud commands, but through quiet impressions. A thought that feels different. A feeling that nudges you away from something. A sense of peace when you consider a certain path. These are not random. These are forms of guidance. But you can only recognize them when you are not overwhelmed by urgency or fear. Another important step is to observe your patterns. Pay attention to what keeps repeating in your life, not just externally, but internally. What thoughts come back again and again? What fears continue to surface? What habits are you being drawn to change? These patterns are part of your preparation. They are showing you what needs to be adjusted before you move forward. Do not ignore these signals. They are just as important as any external opportunity. Because if you carry the same patterns into your next phase, you may recreate the same challenges. This is your moment to break those cycles, to choose differently, to step into a new way of thinking and responding. You must also learn to trust the pauses. Not every moment needs to be filled with action. There is strength in stillness, and there is clarity in waiting. When you allow yourself to be present without constantly seeking the next step, you create space for the right step to reveal itself. This does not mean you stop living your life. Continue to move forward in what feels natural. Take care of your responsibilities. Engage in what brings you peace. But release the constant search for something more. What is meant for you will not require you to chase it endlessly. There is also a need to protect your energy during this time. Not everyone will understand your journey. Some may question why things are not moving for you. Others may compare your path to theirs. Do not allow these voices to create doubt within you. Your journey is not meant to look like anyone else's. What is being prepared for you is specific to you, and it requires a process that cannot be compared. Surround yourself with what strengthens your spirit. This could be moments of silence, words that inspire you, or simply stepping away from environments that drain you. Your energy matters, especially now, because you are in a phase of alignment. And finally, hold on to trust. Not a forced kind of trust, but a quiet, steady belief that what is unfolding is working in your favor. You may not see the full picture yet, but you have already come far enough to know that there is purpose behind what you are experiencing. Archangel Michael is not guiding you into uncertainty without direction. He is leading you through a process that requires patience, awareness, and trust. And as you continue to move through this phase with these qualities, you are positioning yourself to receive what has been prepared for you. This waiting season is not empty. It is full of meaning, full of growth, full of quiet movement that is shaping your future. And soon, you will not be asking what to do while you wait, because the waiting will begin to fade, and the next step will become clear in a way that requires no force at all. There is a moment that is approaching in your life, one that will not arrive slowly or uncertainly, but suddenly, clearly, and without confusion. It will not feel like the delays you have been experiencing. It will not feel like resistance or hesitation. It will feel like movement, real movement, the kind that does not need to be forced or questioned. This is the moment everything begins to change. You have spent so much time in waiting, in questioning, in trying to understand why things were not happening the way you expected. And because of that, it may be difficult to imagine what it feels like when things finally align. But when it happens, you will know. There will be no doubt, no second guessing, no need to convince yourself that it is right. It will feel natural. It will feel steady. It will feel like something that fits into your life without creating confusion or stress. This is what happens when alignment is complete. The delays you experienced were not leading you into more delays. They were leading you into this moment, the shift where things begin to move in a way that reflects everything that has been prepared behind the scenes. The same areas of your life that once felt blocked will begin to open. The same efforts that once felt heavy will begin to flow. The same questions that once felt unanswered will begin to make sense. And it will not happen piece by piece in a way that keeps you uncertain. It will happen in a way that brings clarity. You will see connections. You will understand timing. You will recognize why things had to happen the way they did. This is the moment where everything that felt scattered begins to come together. Archangel Michael has been guiding you toward this point with precision. Every delay, every redirection, every moment of waiting was leading to a place where your path could unfold without unnecessary resistance. And now that the preparation is nearly complete, the movement you have been waiting for is ready to begin. But here is something important to understand. This change will not require you to become someone else. It will not demand that you force yourself into a version of success that does not feel true to you. Instead, it will meet you where you are, with the growth and strength you have already developed. This is why your waiting was necessary. Because without it, this moment would not feel stable. It would not feel clear. It would not feel right. You are stepping into a phase where things align not just externally, but internally as well. Your decisions will feel more certain. Your direction will feel more focused. You will not be pulled in multiple directions or overwhelmed by options that do not fit. Instead, you will feel guided, steady, and aware of where you are going. There will also be a sense of ease that replaces the struggle you have known. Not because everything becomes effortless, but because you are no longer pushing against resistance. You are moving with alignment. And when you move with alignment, things begin to respond differently. Opportunities will not feel like something you have to chase. They will come to you in a way that feels natural. Connections will not feel forced. They will develop with clarity and understanding. Progress will not feel like something you have to fight for. It will feel like something that unfolds. This is the difference between moving before the time is right and moving when everything is ready. You are entering a phase where things begin to accelerate. But this acceleration is not chaotic. It is controlled, purposeful, and aligned with everything that has been prepared for you. And when this moment fully arrives, you will look back at your delays with a completely different perspective. You will see that they were not holding you back. They were holding everything together until it was ready to be revealed. You will understand why certain things did not work out. You will recognize why certain paths were blocked. And most importantly, You will feel gratitude for the protection and guidance that carried you through. This is not just a change in circumstances. It is a transformation in how you experience your life. The waiting will not define you anymore. The delays will not weigh on you anymore. Instead, they will become part of your story, a reminder of how you were guided, protected, and prepared for something greater. And now, that something greater is no longer distant. It is here. It is ready. And it is about to unfold in a way that will make everything you have been through make sense. My beloved, as you reach this moment, something within you has already begun to settle. The confusion that once clouded your thoughts is no longer as strong. The frustration that once weighed heavily on your heart has started to soften. And in its place, there is a quiet understanding, a realization that what you went through was never meaningless. Every delay, every pause, every moment where nothing seemed to move, it all carried purpose. Not the kind of purpose that was meant to confuse you, but the kind that was meant to protect you, prepare you, and position you for something greater than you could have imagined at the time. You are not standing in the same place you once were. You have changed. You have grown. You have become stronger, wiser, and more aware. And because of that, what is about to enter your life will meet a version of you that is finally ready to receive it. This is where your delay begins to turn into destiny. What once felt like time being taken from you is now being returned in a different form, through clarity, through alignment, through opportunities that no longer come with confusion or doubt. You are stepping into a space where things begin to make sense, where your path becomes visible, and where your efforts begin to meet the right outcomes. Archangel Michael has walked with you through every stage of this journey, through the uncertainty, through the resistance, through the waiting that tested your patience and your faith. He did not leave when things became difficult. He stood beside you, protecting what you could not see, guiding what you could not control, and preparing what you could not yet receive. And now, His presence remains, not to hold things back, but to bless what is about to move forward. Feel that for a moment. You are not moving into your next chapter alone. You are moving with protection, with guidance, with a path that has already been cleared of what could have harmed you. This is why what is coming will feel different. It will not carry the same confusion. It will not bring the same uncertainty. It will feel right. There is peace waiting for you. Not the kind of peace that comes from everything being perfect, but the kind that comes from knowing you are exactly where you are meant to be. The kind that allows you to breathe deeply, to move confidently, to trust without fear. Your journey was never delayed without reason. It was delayed until everything aligned in your favor. So release any remaining doubt. Let go of the questions that no longer serve you. You do not need to carry them forward. You are stepping into a new phase now, one that does not require you to struggle in the same way. What is meant for you is no longer being held back. It is being released. And as it begins to unfold, you will not need to force it, chase it, or question it. You will recognize it. You will feel it. And you will step into it with a sense of certainty that can only come from having walked through everything you have experienced. Take this final moment to receive this truth fully. Your delay was never your denial. It was your preparation for destiny. If you feel this in your spirit, type "My time has come" in the comments. Blessing code 9933 is now activated over your life. And now, as this message comes full circle, understand this sacred moment. You are not here by accident. You were led here because your spirit was ready, and through this message, light has reached you. But there are still countless souls out there, trapped in confusion, lost in their delays, waiting for this exact truth to find them. The Lord whispers, as you sow, so shall you reap. And this is not just a verse. It is a living promise being activated right now. I feel this deeply. I am choosing to become a vessel so this message can reach others. When you give through Super Thanks or through PayPal, you are not supporting a channel. You are releasing seeds into a harvest of transformed lives. Every seed you sow becomes light in someone else's darkness, clarity in someone else's confusion, hope in someone else's waiting. This is your moment to act in obedience, to move as you are being led. The PayPal link is in the description, and the QR code is waiting for you in this very space. As you give, may your own path overflow with acceleration. May doors open without delay, and may blessings return to you multiplied beyond expectation. Step forward now. Give, and become part of what God is doing.